Hello everyone. in this week's in this week knife that I used, the tool that I used was the Gerber Crucial. My overall thoughts on the knife: I used it as much as I could in the last week, but about the Crucial, I've used it as everyday carry as well, and I used to use it quite a lot. And pretty much what I found or what I remembered in the last week about the tool and the knife itself, it's just revisiting my previous thoughts from the time that I had used it for a long time. I didn't really was thinking to involve multi-tools in this week of use, but because pretty much all of these are multi-tools, I just wanted to give it a try. And because it's pretty much similar, the blade especially, it's similar size, probably it is slightly a fairly similar weight, and the blade is pretty much similar size, probably slightly smaller, not probably, but it is slightly shorter, smaller. The cutting edge, it's maybe a bit longer on the Gerber, half a centimeter, and I was thinking that probably will have the same cutting capabilities as this one, but because the blade is slightly shorter and there is this sweep that especially if you cut some vegetables on a board, it just it's a disadvantage comparing to the military knife. And because this edge is straight and the sweep it's forward and there is no curve to the blade, it's this one is more capable. At least this is what my observation was for the last week. And yeah, it's slightly difficult with this shorter blade to cut vegetables, and because of the half serration and half plain edge, the serration, I'm not really a big fan of it, and in this week of use it proved me that I still don't like them. And I really, if I have the option to have a plain edge all the way, I will go for. Just especially I didn't carve that much, I gave it a try. It's not very comfortable if you have something to quickly cut. You're not gonna notice the handle that it's not ergonomic at all, but if you try to do something for a longer period, it's not the best handle at all. You have a lot of hot spots, and it goes to the small side, but it's not too bad for EDC. And if you use it for EDC, it's the perfect way. But again, I just don't like the serrations, and I didn't want to use these two smaller, the Victorinox Spirit X and my Handyman. I didn't want to use them for a full weekend to make another videos, because they're pretty much the same length and size, even they're slightly smaller and thinner. And while I was using this one, one or two of the nights, once I was cutting or peeling cucumber or other vegetables, I went with this one, and after that switched with the Spirit X and the Handyman. And probably the Handyman has the most comfortable handle, but it's obvious why, because it's just the scales, and it's the most easy to work comparing to these few of this bunch, because it's the most ergonomic handle. The blade, yeah, it's probably because it has this I think Ricasa it's called, and this one as well, it doesn't benefit the cutting edge, but it benefits the length of the blade. And it's a lot comfortable than this bunch. but overall just you can feel the lack of the blade, the length of the blade, the lack of it, and it really affects um, the performance of the tool. And this one as well is also not very comfortable, especially for a longer period of time. Well, at least that's my opinion. I don't want to push my opinion through you. Everybody can choose and do and buy whatever they like, and they can use whatever they want. This is just my experience with the tools. I like them all, that's why I have them. I purchased them. Just I don't use them all the time. I just every once in a while go back to each one of these. But after this series that I started, 1 week with each knife, I really start appreciating the other knives that I use, like I said, for the Work Champ. I didn't expect to like it that much, and pretty much it's my EDC now. It is on the hefty side. Sometimes I have this one in my pocket, is EDC for a week or two. It depends on the how I feel it, and usually I had my Spirit X, but now since I have this one, they're pretty much 20 grams. This one is slightly more heavier. This one is slightly bit more slimmer in the pocket. They're pretty much similar. This one is more ergonomic. This one have few corners and edges that you can feel in your pocket. You can feel them in your leg when it's in the pocket. And this one is it's the same. It have few sharp edges that you can feel. And why I wanted to compare it with the British Army knife, because this one is multi-tool as well. This one is like pretty much modern version, I think, probably of this one. I guess they have nothing in common, or maybe when they were making this one they didn't have that in mind at all, but at least to me they look similar in the tool selection. And this one is pretty much obsolete now, because the old can opener and the marling spike, it's the marling spike, it has its uses in the modern world, in the sailing, but just for me it's the only thing that I mostly use. It's the main blade, and I think for the EDC, the blade on the Gerber, probably it's a lot better than this one. But comparing to the other pocket tools, the blade, it's doing the job, no problems with that. And the plus is that it has slightly sturdier pliers than the Work Champ. They're not as sturdy as the Spirit X, but you have them, and yeah, they can help you in many situations. It has the flat screwdriver that you can do some job, but you can do some work with it. And the Phillips, just it's not as good as the, let's say, this one, the full size, or on the Work Champ. It's not that heavy duty. You can do the job, but so yeah, it's not a bad tool. I think it's just the price now. It's going about 40 pounds, 45. It can go even more. I bought it, when was it, 2012, I think. I bought it for 22 quid, 22 pounds. So if you can find it for 22, it's a great value, but everything above that, it's not worth it for me. And if I have to buy it now, I'm not gonna go for it. There are other tools that probably the same price and with better value, better tools. Yeah, I forgot to mention the carabiner, but I opened a few bottles. It's not very good at that. It will do the job, but and the clip, it's useful. We used to do sailing with my father, and I just had a paracord around my neck, and I clipped the tool around my neck on the paracord. I don't clip it on my clothes because I have lost a knife in the sea when it was clipped on the side of me, and just I don't trust it this way. But on my neck, when it's clipped on the paracord, it's not going anywhere. And inside my um, what is it, wetsuit, neoprene suit, it's not going anywhere, and you have it. And yeah, the one hand opening, it's really useful. And overall, for all these tools and the knife sets, again, it's your personal choice. But yeah, with 1 week with each of these, I can appreciate one knife over the other one. And this one, I will still use it from time to time, but like I said, there are other tools that I really prefer. And it pretty much this Gerber, it's concluding my folding knives. And from next week I'll start with the fixed blade knives. So I hope again this video was useful. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll be glad to answer. I hope I'll see you next time. Thank you.